Let's talk about the stamps. Let's talk about the caps that you put on yourself, the limitations you've placed on yourself. Why is this massively important, and why will I always talk about this as long as I'm putting out content? Because the limitations you place on yourself will determine how far you go in your life. Think about it. It's about to be 2023, right? The new year's here. As I record this is December 31st. New year's here. People are excited, right? They have a certain perspective about the new year where it might give them a burst of energy for the first week, and then they go back to who they actually are. Because in their mind, they haven't changed. They haven't changed the foundation of who they are, right? Because if you change who you are, then you address the limitations in your mind, the caps in your mind. I call it caps, stamps, right? What you've solidified to be true. When you address that, you open up a whole new world. But for many people, the future is predetermined, right? Because they assume that what has happened up to this point is going to happen again for the next year. Yes, they make minor changes here and there, but nothing crazy enough that they'll say, wow, I've grown so much. Wow, I've changed my total perspective. Wow, everything around me is changing. Very few people say that because they enter the new with an old frame of mind. They enter the new with what they've solidified about themselves. So is it ever a new experience, right? It's like you bring who you are everywhere you go. And if you move to a different location, or you change a group of friends, or you move to another school, or you move to another job, you still bring you everywhere you go, which means you're going to get the same results until you address the foundation of the mind, until you address yourself, until you look at yourself in the mirror with self-respect and start saying, I'm going to start showing up. And how difficult this is to do, fam. Like, enough with the motivational videos. Enough with the hopes and wishes. Enough with the one days, hopefully, maybes, excited for the moment. But you really have to have a conversation with yourself and really say, I'm done. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of playing small. I'm sick and tired of settling for average, settling for something that I know I do not deserve. And that can happen instantly, fam. Instantly, but you have to be willing to address what you're afraid to address. You have to see what you are afraid to see within yourself, what you ignore within yourself, what you escape from, right? When you look in the mirror, there's certain things you know about yourself, fam, that you look at yourself and like, I don't want to see it because it brings some sort of insecurity, right? It brings fear. You've ignored yourself for so long. When it's time to change, it's time to see you. You don't even think about it. You overlook it, right? You front your way through life, hoping that it goes your way. If you can just lie your way there, if you can play it off, if you can somehow find shortcuts, you'll figure it out. Instead of actually doing the most difficult, addressing it, seeing yourself, not running away from the problem, seeing the problem as it is and embracing it, addressing it. Because at the end of the day, as long as that's there, as long as your foundation is there and the problems that you've ignored is still there, which is just a perspective change, right? Which is just memory, which is just how your character and how you see yourself, right? The character you've created for yourself. You got to address that. I say it like it's easy. I say it like, oh, this is easy to do. But fam, if you really want it, you can't stop anybody from doing what they really want to do, fam. If you really want something, you'll make the change. If you really want something, you'll make different moves. You'll put yourself in position to make these moves. When you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired, fam, there's a burst of energy, a white hot burning desire for change. And you become obsessed with the process. You become consumed with the process, right? You go all in on the process, and anything that tries to interfere with that, you don't allow it, right? You don't let it to come in. You don't let it come in and ruin anything, right? You don't allow distractions to take over, because distractions is just your priorities, what you care about, escapisms, what you find valuable for the moment, because it does something for you. Always wanting to consume and distract the mind, right? Pull it away from what it needs to see. But you need to see yourself. And you need to go all in on yourself, fam. You got to address that foundation. If you really want change for 2023 and you really want to make things happen, you have to see yourself for who you actually are and address it. If you're a bum, address it. If you're lazy, address it. If you haven't been taking responsibility, take responsibility. Fam, if you've been living in fear, you have to address the fears. You have to open up the whole new world. You have to break away from the caps and the limitations that you've placed on yourself. You have to, if you want to see a different version of you, want to see a new existence, you want to live in the new, you want to live in the unknown, you want to create a new experience, you have to see yourself for who you actually are and address it. You can't half-ass the process. You can't get hyped for the moment. You can't go half in. A rocket ship, in order for it to go to a moon, it has to give all of itself to the process. It can't just, oh, I'm going to use 10% of the energy to break through the ozone layer, right? To break through the gravity. It can't. You have to go all in. You have to embrace the process. Give all of yourself to the process, fam. Come on, I get goosebumps talking about this because I continue to do this over and over and over again in my own life, where I look at the situation and say, it's time to grow. It's time to see something new. It's time to challenge myself. It's time to break certain perspectives that I've been locked in on for so long. It's time to see if I could see it from a different angle. Can I see things from a different angle? Challenging myself, questioning myself, looking at my life and saying, I'm ready. I'm going to do what others don't to get what others won't. I'm going to play bigger than ever before because we just have one life, fam. One life to live. It's one life. What are you doing with this experience? Take control, take ownership of your life. And I look at it as an opportunity. Everything as an opportunity. Everything. I look at this life as an opportunity. I wake up in the morning and say, I have another opportunity to go at it. I have another opportunity to see what this body and mind can do. Don't settle, fam. You're better than what you think you are. You can do so much more with the information that you have now. And I know I'm giving all of myself to you right now. And I know this energy, you're feeling it and you're soaking it all in and you're embracing it right now. But let me tell you something, fam. If you want things to change, it's not going to happen by mistake. You have to take personal responsibility. And it doesn't start tomorrow. It doesn't start tonight, new year, new me. It doesn't start next month, 2 weeks, 3 years. It starts right now.